Nothing would have been done, says Ukal Gianeste.
Yes, I need help. Everything's wrecked. This was a big, beautiful house. Now just a little bit of it's left. We're doing our best. We're clearing everything out. But we need help to rebuild something new here.
Now, this room is standing on the ground. It used to be one floor up. The brothers have to move through the ruins cautiously. They owned a laundry, but since the disaster, nobody has come to pick up their things. Etiel was in the house when the ground began shaking. He barely managed to save himself and his mother when everything caved in around them.
I don't have the words to say how I feel. It's unimaginably hard. I don't ever want to have to go through that again. I pray to God to give me strength to make it through this situation. Whenever I'm standing somewhere, I have the feeling that the ground is shaking. That isn't normal.
It's like pouring sugar and salt together. We're sad, but we're alive. We've lost everything, but somehow we'll have to start over, rebuild everything from scratch, and begin life anew.
On August 14, 2021, at 8 a.m., a magnitude 7.2 earthquake struck southwestern Haiti. As soon as the dust settled, people hurried to help out their families and neighbors. Everyone who was able pitched in, but over 2,000 local residents had lost their lives.
Thousand people and left thousands more without homes. Tropical Storm Grace is also making search and rescue efforts even more difficult, with floodwaters cutting off roads to areas in need. Katiana Anglad, Development and Operations Director for Lambie Fund Haiti, is here with a little bit more on all of this. Dr. Katiana, thanks so much for being here. You know, these pictures out of Haiti, they're just devastating. What are you hearing from people there?
Just a lot of trouble, a lot of sadness and uncertainty, because if it's not one thing, it's another. We were just going through a tremendous amount of political unrest where people were still on lockdown and unable to go out and care for their families. And now we have an earthquake that has pretty much shattered most of the South. A lot of people have lost homes and have nothing.
Now, this earthquake, it brings reminders of that devastating earthquake back in 2010. Were there lessons learned after that incident that are being implemented now?
I think more in the relief efforts, yes, because a lot of people did go in and they wanted to help, but with not much clear direction. At this point, we are exerting everybody, if they want to help, to collaborate with people who are already on the ground. It doesn't make sense to put yourself in danger at this point, but there needs to be a clear plan and collaboration with people and organizations who already have boots on the ground and know where they're going, know what needs to be done, such as Lumbee. We work with a bottom-up approach. We take our lead from the organizations and the grassroots partner with. That's the most essential.
Now, when disasters strike, people often want to help, but sometimes the support they give isn't what's actually needed. So what is needed right now in Haiti, and how can people watching this help?
Right now, basic necessities. I think everyone has a clear understanding that they've lost their homes, they've lost everything. There's no means of cooking or caring for their families. So any organization that's collecting or that's putting forth an effort, it's money. They need money to get down to our partners. Just like us, we need money to get down to our partners to help them to build or rebuild temporary shelters, because they're all on the street. Tarps that are covering them, it's not working. The storms especially, it doesn't hold up. So they need water, they need food, they need the basic essentials to live.
What are some of the extra challenges that is making this recovery so difficult?
More so access to roads. A lot of the roads have been damaged through the mudslides. That's pretty big at this point. Getting up to the mountains, get up to where people have no means anyway to get out and come down. Getting up into those mountains it's more difficult now.
Now, there are many who say that Haiti still hadn't recovered from the 2010 earthquake when this one hit. Do you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. There were still buildings that were collapsed. Not everything was cleaned up. It's been a struggle since 2010 to rebuild and to kind of stand firm and to be able to help people stand on their own. So there's their efforts.
And to people who aren't there right now, they're not seeing this with their own eyes. What is it that you people out there to understand about what Haiti's dealing with right now?
I think we should be a little more empathetic. The Haitian people are very strong and resilient people. They've always been resilient, and everyone is willing to work and do their part to live on their own. We're not looking for handouts. If you're going to do anything, make sure it's a hand up, because after that aid leaves, they're left on their own. So anything that's going on in Haiti needs to be sustainable. Nobody wants a handout anymore. They want to be able to sustain themselves.
All right, Development and Operations Director for the Lumbee Fund of Haiti, Katiana Anglade. We appreciate your time today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
George Stephanopoulos here. Thanks for checking out the ABC News YouTube channel. And one thing that I would like to say is that regardless of, we understand that this is, you should be able to come into this country legally and everything. We're not saying that, but there is a humanitarian need here. It has not even been a month since a 7.2 earthquake has happened. And for the United States to send these people back to Haiti, it is a humanitarian disaster. It is something that is inhumane. So I am reaching out and asking you to please call your senators, your congressmen, the president's office, write an email, do whatever you need to do, because these people need help. They need help. We have opened our borders for other nations. And why we can't open our border for the Haitians is beyond me. When we have, like I said last night, 200,000 people illegally crossed the border last month. It would be almost 2 million people. They were caught and released. They were not put in a situation where they were expelled from the country immediately. We need your help. If this is a Christian channel, and if you're a child of God and you can look at these pictures, these videos, and not have any compassion, then I pray for you. So I'm asking you, please, to reach out to those in office. I mean, even if they have camps, even if they don't even release, but give them some shelter, because they don't have any shelter where they're sending them back to. You saw the devastation. The whole country is destroyed. But anyway, I just wanted to reach out and to encourage everybody to have compassion for those that are less fortunate than you, to share the love of Christ, and to be a good steward and think about the children. Also, we ask you to like, subscribe, and follow us all on social media. We'll keep up with this story. But today, by sending those people back, and the other weeks that they've done this, other times, but this now after the earthquake is a stain on America. It's a stain. God bless you and have a good day.